everyone, my name is Ronen and I'm a tour guide from Berlin and a member of the Berlin Guides Association. I've been living in Berlin for 10 years now, not far from this building, the Rathaus, or City Hall of the borough of Schöneberg in southwestern Berlin. Now, from the name Rathaus, or City Hall, you realize that Schöneberg was originally an independent city, actually stemming from a village that is older than Berlin itself. But up until the 19th century, all this was farmland. But then somebody invented the railroad. And this area became lucrative real estate for upper middle class people who wanted to move from the city to the countryside, live here and work in the city. Schöneberg specifically attracted the Jewish upper middle class, people like philosopher Walter Benjamin, film director to be Billy Wilder, and most famously Albert Einstein. In 1917, the city completed a beautiful city hall, but it only served as a city hall for 3 years because in 1920 Berlin expanded, integrating all the suburbs into one city. The building became the borough administration, and it would have been completely lost to history had it not been for the division of Berlin. When Berlin was divided in 1945, the original city hall remained in the Mitte, in the Soviet sector, later East Berlin, and the Allies needed a building in West Berlin to serve as the city hall of West Berlin. They chose this building in the American sector, and in order to emphasize the connection to the US, the Americans donated a copy of the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia with the crack for the bell tower right behind you. Now I want to take you to the building itself in order to talk about the most important historical event that happened here, also connected to the United States. In June of 1963, US President John F. Kennedy comes to Berlin. He visits Checkpoint Charlie, he visits the wall, and he comes here to the stairs of this building to speak to a gigantic crowd that is assembled around him. The crowd fills the entire square, the streets around us, and even the balconies right over there at the top. And Kennedy, seeing this enormous crowd, strays from the original speech, improvises, and ends with a quote that became very, very famous, one of the most famous quotes of the Cold War era. All free men, wherever they may be, are citizens of Berlin. And therefore, as a free man, I take pride in these words, Ich bin ein Berliner. The last 4 words are in German, designed to convey a message of hope, and he practiced a few phrases, but ultimately found this phrase at the very last moment inside this building. The crowd went wild, and from that moment on, you can't say anything bad about Kennedy in Berlin. They even put a plaque on the building right here, and the square was renamed John F. Kennedy Platz. In 1990, when Berlin reunified, this building reverted to the original function as the borough administration. This is the place where you get wedding certificates, birth certificates, and register your address. Because in Germany, whenever you move house, you need to register with the city clerk. And this is exactly what I did 10 years ago. When I moved to Berlin, I came into this building, I registered, I came out with an official German document and said, Ich bin ein Berliner.